In this special edition video, we'll be going back in time to take a look at 5 creepy videos that many of us probably watched as kids. It's time to take a nostalgic trip back to the creepy side of the internet. The Ghost Car. We'll begin with a real classic of the early YouTube era, simply titled Ghost Car. The description of the video details how an advert for a car had to be pulled off TV because people were complaining that they could hear a ghostly voice in the background. The short clip involves a luxury sedan travelling through a serene landscape. The viewer, no doubt trying hard to listen for the voices. Then suddenly a grotesque image appears on the screen, accompanied by a loud and terrifying shriek. Take a look at this classic. The video first surfaced in 2005, and thanks to YouTube, became a firm favourite tool for pranking one's friends. This invariably led to a number of reaction videos appearing, where people were recorded viewing it for the first time, their reactions providing even more entertainment for thousands of people from this one clip. Most people assume that it was always intended as a prank video. However, one part of the video's description is true, and that is that the video was indeed part of an advertising campaign. The clip was commissioned by German caffeine manufacturer Kaffee, and the Ghost Car video is one of 9 similarly composed ads, each 20 seconds long, that each culminate in some form of jump scare. Each ad would finish with the text in German or English that revealed the purpose of the advert and how the alarm they created related to the effect its product would have on you if you consumed it. In the case of Ghost Car, the text read, "Ever been so wide awake? Canned caffeine with coffee." Although most YouTube versions often omit this part of the video. Ghost Car was an instant hit when it surfaced, and no doubt aided enormously in generating Kaffee's market identity over rival caffeine products. However, when erroneous reports began to appear on forums, and even in some news publications of people having heart attacks after watching it, and other so-called screamer videos, the first questions regarding censorship began to be raised about the new wave of video hosting platforms that were emerging, the most notable of course being YouTube. While these reports have never been confirmed and have become something of an internet legend in of themselves, they have served to elevate the notoriety of videos such as Ghost Car, with many people having humorous tales of their first time seeing it. Take a look at it again, and try and remember the first time you ever saw it. Unwind with the Sweeties. In our previous video we looked at the case of Tara the android, and how with little or no context to what they were looking at, YouTube's audience began piecing together an entire fabricated backstory to this bizarre character. It says something of our own nature or acceptance of how dark the world can be, when the part of our brains that warns of the potential dangers can create such elaborate stories as a possibility that come from viewing creepy, unsettling, or downright weird material, even when there is likely none to behold, when some context is added. With this in mind, welcome to the world of the Sweeties, and specifically their video, Unwind with the Sweeties. This video begins with an intro sequence after a man and a woman appear, both of whom are wearing brightly coloured ski masks. And while their mouths are visible, their eyes are covered with glasses, on the front of which are pictures of eyes, seemingly cut out from a magazine. Both wear wigs that are intended to demonstrate their genders and help further differentiate the two. The male sweetie is seen reading a sexually suggestive magazine before apparently fantasizing about Marilyn Monroe, she being played by the female sweetie but in a different wig. The dream is disturbed when the female sweetie wakes him up annoyed that he was apparently fantasizing about another woman. Take a look.
Fallen asleep. You know, a girl has to take a nap once in a while. Especially if she's had a busy day like I have.
Sweetie? Sweetie? Sweetie! Sweetie?
Yeah, sweetie, well, I was just,
Many of you may be wondering what you just watched, and you would not be alone. The ski masks are enough to trigger feelings of apprehension and unease, as we are neutrally suspicious of people who choose to conceal their identities. But these, coupled with their odd behaviour, make for some unsettling viewing. Looking at more videos featuring the sweeties only makes the feeling of unease greater. In one clip, for example, they exaggerate how uncomfortable their underwear is by comparing them to razor blades and broken glass. If meant to be funny, then it fails and only heightens the creepy factor. All of this makes us beg the question, just what is the story behind the people who made the video? Well, the fact of the matter is that the clips uploaded to YouTube were from what could be described as YouTube's predecessor, US public access television. The show was the creation of husband and wife Gus and Emma Shalisky, and they began broadcasting episodes of their show in 1991. Their unusual costumes were the result of their effort to create unique-looking comical characters in the show, but with only a small budget, they had to use whatever they could purchase cheaply and improvise. Their show ran for an unusually long time for a public access series, the last one being produced as of late 2002, by which time they had developed a very small fan base. However, the uploading of clips to YouTube brought them back to a much wider audience, although they themselves have been relatively quiet in recent years, save for a post on their blog in 2020. This was the first time in 10 years that the blog had been updated. The last post before that featured an unnerving story about a family reunion and involved a picture of a mutilated body which Emma said looked like Gus. While not as famous as some other creepy content creators, internationally or otherwise, Gus and Emma continue to have a loyal fanbase, and even as recently as September 2023, new channels are appearing on YouTube to host their videos. Check them out, if only to stimulate that warning center in your brain that something just doesn't feel right. Fallen Angel of Catalonia. Uploaded to YouTube on June 28, 2006, the video entitled Possible Fallen Angel in Catalonia has a timestamp on it, implying that the events depicted in the 1-minute clip happened just over 2 weeks earlier. The footage involves two men moving through a field in Catalonia, Spain, at night using a flashlight, and their camera's night vision mode to see. They stumble across a number of large, white feathers scattered on the ground, before appearing to spot a grotesque humanoid figure curled up in a bush. The emaciated figure seems to have the stumps of torn off wings protruding off its back, and the video implies that this may have been an angel who has had its wings torn off, or at least some cryptid resembling such a being. The figure spots the two men, who then run away in horror. Take a look.
Va, corre fuori, stia, va!
Few would deny the creep factor, and when it emerged, the video naturally became the source of debate online as to whether it was genuine or a hoax. Most people agreed that if it was a hoax, then it was a very well made one. For in just 60 seconds, a mystery was developed, and a climax presented to the viewer. Furthermore, the grainy black and white image of the night vision showed just enough to help carry the story without giving away too much. However, this lack of detail also fueled the argument that the video was genuine. A year after it was released, another video appeared online, claiming to be behind-the-scenes look at how the video was made, with a man seen getting into a costume to play the fallen angel. However, in a bizarre twist, this video has been claimed by many to be the hoax, as the completed costume appears to differ from the being seen in the original, particularly concerning its size. Regardless, the video has garnered millions of views and still sparks debate, just as a good creepy video should. Japanese elevator ghost. One of the biggest criticisms of the found footage genre that was undoubtedly catapulted into the mainstream by the success of the movie The Blair Witch is that the main characters are always filming at the right time to capture events as they are unfolding. It leaves us as the audience asking why, given the horror that they are experiencing, do these characters think to go for the camera when things start happening instead of running away It takes us out of the perception that these events are real, and that in the end is the main pull of the genre. Well, one way around that for creepy content creators is CCTV. Security cameras are intended to record as much as possible so that they can be used to gather evidence of a crime, to help locate missing people, to identify potential threats or hazards to those they are set up to protect, or to simply have a record of events within a building or area. There have been numerous proposed instances of paranormal activity caught on security cameras over the years, both fake and seemingly genuine. Either way, when we first view such footage, our minds are already being programmed to accept what is happening in the footage, since we tend to associate security camera footage as being legitimate, which only adds to the creepiness when something unusual is recorded having happened. This leads us to the video Japanese Elevator Ghost from 2008. The video appears to show multiple camera angles from a Japanese office building, including one inside an elevator. Two office workers can be seen walking towards the elevator, inside of which, at around 28 seconds, something appears to briefly materialize in the wall. The two men enter the elevator, and after a short ride to another floor, they get out. However, a figure, seemingly of a hunched woman, appears behind one of the men, almost as though the two of them were occupying the same space at one point. The figure then follows the men out of the elevator, both men seemingly oblivious to her presence. Take a look. In all likelihood, the video is fake, but here is the cunning part of videos such as this. Given that we are all pre-programmed to believe what we see on security camera footage, in all but the most committed skeptic, there is still part of our brains left wondering if the footage is genuine, and for 13 years at the time of uploading this video, it continues to send that cold chill down the back of people's spines, before it no doubt springs up in their memories at some time after seeing it, when they find themselves travelling between floors in a creaky old elevator, making them just take a quick glance over their shoulder, just in case. Japanese Ghost Girl in Mirror. In late 2006, a creepy clip surfaced on the internet before making its way onto YouTube, when it had not even been a year since the site launched, that caused many people to question their own perception of reality. Known under the title of Japanese Ghost Girl in Mirror, the video starts out in a similar manner to the first video we covered in this series at the start of the month, concerning the creepy grudge girl, in that a child is seen being filmed innocently enough in front of a three-sided mirror. However, again, when the girl looks back to her mother, one of the images in the furthest mirror holds its stare back, when it should have shown a reflection of the back of the girl's head. Take a look.
この鏡は母親が知人から譲り受けた古いものだという。
This video generated enormous debate online as to what was happening. Theories abound, from the girl in the mirror being a ghost or demon of some sort, to a rupture in the space-time continuum centered around that one mirror, to this effectively being a glitch in the Matrix, proving we are living in a simulated world. Some of the more skeptical viewers had their doubts about the authenticity, of course, resulting in some of YouTube's earliest debunking videos. As the clip generated even more debate, more information was uncovered. The clip is actually edited out of a Japanese horror anthology collection, whose title translates into "They Really Exist, Cursed Videos," and we can hear someone narrating in Japanese as the video plays. And while it has largely been debunked as a hoax, it still left quite an impression on those who first saw it back in the mid-noughties. As such, it deserves its place at the top of our list, for despite being quite tame when compared to some other videos, it succeeded in being a genuinely creepy video back in the early days of YouTube, intended to both unnerve you and leave you questioning just what it is you're watching. I can say for sure that we used to watch this one a lot, and it genuinely freaked us out. Thanks for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed a trip back to these 5 creepy videos, and we wonder if you have any stories surrounding these. When I was younger, my friends and I would all scare each other with many of these videos, and we wonder if you have any similar memories of these videos shown. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow for another creepy video.